What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Rocket Ship Vape Review channel. I'm your host, Rocket Ship Mackenzie, and today we are going to be having a look at the Barebones and Unholy version 2 from Deathwish Modz. This is a mechanical mod. It takes 2700 or 18650 batteries. Comes with two contacts. Both contacts are silver plated, so you don't have to worry about patina or anything like that. And it is just heavy, extremely heavy. We're just going to be doing a first look today because I have only had this for like 2 days. But I was really excited to have this thing, and I've had a really great experience with it so far. So I figured I would give you guys a little bit of a show and tell on how it works so far. So let's go ahead and have a oh yeah, it's an angry one for sure. Now, this was actually purchased for me by my girlfriend for Christmas. And I also received a new camera for Christmas. I don't know if you guys can tell based on the quality of the video. This is now being shot, and all future videos until I need a new camera will be shot on a Canon Rebel T6i. It's really great because it has the flip out thing, so you can actually see what you're recording. And the picture quality is obviously a lot better, and even the built-in microphone's not too bad, but I am hoping to eventually purchase a like an auxiliary microphone for the purpose of, you know, having better audio quality. So what we're going to do now is we are going to jump down to the table, and I'll give you guys the scoop on this Barebones from Deathwish Modz. Alright, so welcome to the download portion of this video for the Barebones by Deathwish Modz. Let's have a look at the tube right here real quick. Just gorgeous engravings. Oh man. Big fat Ultim drip tip. Switch. We'll have a look at this in a second, but for now, let's go over the packaging. So, traditional Deathwish Modz style, you're going to get your mod in a nice cardboard coffin. It says Barebones across the side with the kind of Illuminati triangle right here, Barebones on the other side. And then, I don't know if you can see that there, but it says some Roman numerals. I'm assuming that's when Deathwish Modz was founded. Now, inside of this package you're going to get, obviously, your tube would typically be right here. I've obviously been using the tube, so it's not in there. And typically this is a silver contact for your 18650. It's a little bit taller, and I'll show you how that works in the full review, which is for today. Yep, silver plated copper 18650 contact here. So there's your 18650 contact right there. Take note of the two little bite holes in it, because that's going to be key for the next part. Now, the other thing that comes in this packaging, and I did take this out prior to starting recording just because this is kind of a bitch to get out of this box. It's just way too tight in there when you receive it. And this is actually really cool. This is like the key piece for your contact, and it kind of saves you a lot of trouble because otherwise I don't know how you'd get it out of there. This is a solid brass key. You know, it's very nice. It says, let's see here, Deathwish, there we go, nice and pretty. And obviously these two little teeth go into the contact. Also got like a key ring so you can put it on a keychain. Awesome. And that just goes in this slot right here on your box. You'll also receive a, I believe this is white Delrin, a white Delrin 18650 sleeve. And now typically it will come with only, you know, a singular extra spring for your switch. The guy at the shop where mine was picked up, I guess he screwed up because I got 2 of them, but that's nice. I'll take it because that's double backups, you know what I mean? So that's always great. So that's the packaging for your tube. This here's the packaging for the RDA. It's a headstone. It says Unholy RDA, Deathwish Modz. You know, very, very cool and thematic packaging from Deathwish Modz as always. Now, in this package, you're going to get, obviously, your RDA, which would be right here, and on top of it is neatly laid a little bag of spares. Right? Let's see if we can get this to focus here now. Yeah, there we go. So you got some O-rings. I believe there is a squonk pin included in here. Oh, no, it's just an extra 510 pin. I lied. No squonk pin. And you'll get this Allen key right here, which is actually for use on the build deck, as these are Allen head screws that you will be using to build your RDA. Now, you might notice there's something odd right here, right? A little ball bearing of some sort. Yeah, that's for the build deck, and I'll show you guys how that's used when we were taking a look at the RDA. So not too much else in terms of packaging and accessories and whatnot. That's basically it. Now let's have a look at the hardware itself. So this is the tube itself that you're going to receive from Deathwish Modz, the Barebones, the first edition of their kind of new lineup of you know, high-end mech mods. This one here is a stainless steel tube with the gunmetal coating, right? Now there's 4 renditions you can get. You can get stainless steel, which is, you know, this is a stainless steel tube with gunmetal coating. You can get raw stainless steel, so like that color right there. Solid copper and solid brass. I chose the gunmetal because I've never really owned any gunmetal Deathwish Modz products, although I have owned a lot of Deathwish Modz products. So yeah, I just figured I'd switch it up a little bit. The finish, I've heard, is pretty solid on the gunmetal, so I'm not looking at it wearing off anytime soon or anything, and even if it does, I can just polish it down to that stainless, and that'll be really nice. Now, so that's your tube right there. It is a hybrid mech mod, right? So you do need an atomizer that has a very nice and protruding 510 pin, okay? Very important. Do not try to use a sub-ohm tank on a mod like this, guys. You will hurt yourself and others around you. But yeah, now look at the threading in here. See if we can get that on there for you. Just absolutely stellar. Beautiful. Right, so that's your tube. Now this is the switch portion of things. Now, as you can see here, this is the 2700 contact. Now when I received this, I guess someone had slipped with the tool in their hand at the shop when they were, like, I guess checking it out, and kind of scuffed that contact. You can see the raw copper underneath, so that kind of blows. But I haven't really noticed much of a difference in performance regardless, you know what I mean? It doesn't really make a difference. It still hits nice and hard. But the way this works is actually there is a contact underneath attached to this portion of the switch here. And when you press it, it comes up and it touches the bottom of this contact, and I'll show you guys here. Just for the sake of, you know, knowing actually how it works. Now, you do need to be very careful threading and unthreading this, as it does thread into this white Delrin portion here, metal on plastic. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's the contact that comes up and touches it. Okay, so you do need to be very, very careful threading this back in. You don't want to do any damage to that, or it's going to be a nightmare for you for the rest of your days. So screw this in, and you can actually use this to adjust your throw. I like to screw mine all the way down because I like a nice short throw, but you can actually leave it, you know, unthreaded just a little bit, and that'll give you like a longer throw because the button underneath there will have longer to travel. Now this is where your Deathwish Modz Barebones will be serialized, right? So it says DWM. I got serial number 264, right? And it's a nice heavy copper switch. What I like about the Deathwish Modz stuff is they think about things when they're manufacturing them. I mean, like, they take into account the fact that you're going to be using a stainless steel tube, right? Oh, stainless steel tube. But the contacts are so properly done, and they're copper and solid silver, so it doesn't really make a world of a difference in terms of voltage drop or anything like that, because it's all very well thought out. Now let's have a look at the RDA here. This is the cap for your Unholy version 2. This is the Unholy V2, guys. It's not the original one. But as you can see, they've kind of taken, if you know the Deathwish Modz product pretty well, they've taken the cloud cap and turned it into just the standard Unholy cap, which is awesome. So you got your airflow, right? You got the Crossbones airflow, nicely machined, just gorgeous. And you can actually spin it if I'm not a weakling. Let's see here. Okay, so I really cannot get this to budge right now because I did just wash it. But when those O-rings are lubed up, they're perfect. But as you can see, I've kind of tilted the airflow here, right? So what you can do is you just spin it like so, okay? And that gives you your Crossbones, and you can also have it open to just where there's one kind of slit right here. Just one of the sides of the Crossbones. So that's your cap. Comes with a nice fat Ultim drip tip. Now this is a 26mm RDA, and with that being said, you know, the tube itself is 26mm also because you want it to sit nice and flush on there and not have any overhang on a supposedly, you know, matching device. So that's perfect. Now this is the deck that your Unholy version 2 is going to use. Now keep in mind, this is just a first look, but how it works is, let's see if we can get you to see that there. You see that little ball bearing kind of looking guy? Yeah, those are for your deck. What they do is you drop them into the posts from the top where your Allen keys are, and you fasten them down, right? And it clamps the shit out of your coils. Now I just have some staggered fuse claptons here, 5-wrap, 2636 stainless steel, 316. Now, it just bit these wires, and these wires will not budge, and they're nice and sturdy, and they're making a solid connection with those posts, which is what you want. Now, when it comes to the bottom of your deck, yeah, we got a nice and protruding 510 pin, right? Nice and protruding. You also got that peak insulator there, makes it extra safe. Now I got serial number 272, yeah, there, 272, and it's got your skull and crossbones and your upside down crosses and your negative screw right there. So if you were so inclined, you could use a flathead screwdriver and remove this negative screw here. Probably just for cleaning, or if you needed to replace it or something like that for whatever reason, you know, you do have the ability to do that. Now, one thing I have noticed with this RDA is when we pop our deck in here, right, so it's nice and flush. Some people were not a huge fan of this when I was seeing it online. Oh, you got your little engraving there. Some people were saying that it was too easy to remove the top cap from your deck, and I mean, I get it. Something you should not be doing though with your device is picking it up by the top cap. Like, I mean, that's you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. I don't do it even with the snuggest top cap. You always grab your device itself, right? So let's see this thread on here. Let's check out the threads. Can you guys even hear that? That's so buttery smooth. And look, it sits nice and flush, you know. If there was not a seam there, like, you know, you would not be able to tell that this is a two-piece. You'd think it's like a ruby or something. Absolutely gorgeous. Now let's go ahead and install our 18650, or not 18650, 2700. I have the iJoy 5-prong here, and I am going to put this in so that it is positive down. This is the positive end here, and that's going to be going down. And why is that? Because our vent hole at the bottom here, the classic Deathwish Modz style vent hole, the Barebones, the Crossbones, is facing down. Now I'll go ahead and screw in our switch here. Just threads in like that. Always do a reverse thread first to save your metal some grinding, right? And then we can just kind of thumb spin this in, and it is, ooh, so buttery and so good. Alright, now juice I'm going to be using today is some of this delicious campfire outdoors and s'mores. It is a, let's see here, where is it? Flame roasted savory hazelnut and creamy oats fluffed on aspen hinted marshmallow. My coworker Cody gave me this for Christmas, and I've already kind of blasted through a little bit of it, so it must be good, right? Now, what's great about this massive drip tip here is I can just take my liquid and I can just be as lazy as I want to and just drip right through the top. This thing holds a ton of juice, guys. It really does. So yeah, thanks for diving down and looking at the Barebones from Deathwish Modz with me and the new Unholy version 2. Now let's jump back up on top and I'll give you my thoughts, I guess, thus far using this thing for a couple days. Alright, let's head up top. So yeah guys, thank you very much for joining me on the download portion of this video. Now like I said, this is just a first look at the Barebones from Deathwish Modz. I've only had it for like 2 days, so it would be completely unfair to give it a review and say, oh, this part's bad, or oh, this part is great, you know, if I'm not using it properly or I haven't, you know, gotten used to it. But that being said, my experiences with this thing so far have been very good. The fact that you can use a 2700 battery, I think 2700 batteries for Mac Mods is great. They hit a little bit harder for a little bit longer, which is really nice. They can also handle a little bit more of the kind of, you know, sub-ohm, super sub-ohm builds that you like to run in a Mac if you like a nice, warm, dense vape. With that being said, the quality of vape I've gotten off of this Unholy version 2 has been great. You know, it's got mountains of airflow. And that's just really nice considering, you know, sometimes with a ton of airflow you end up losing off on flavor, and the flavor on this thing is incredible. The build quality is fantastic. I have no issues whatsoever with the build quality. It comes with an 18650 sleeve, so you can use your 18650s. You know, some 18650s perform really nicely too. Sony VTC 5As, 4s and 5s, you know, they're great as well. So you can use really, you know, those batteries in your device, whatever you're comfortable with. I like the 2700s, you may not, but you do not have to use them in here, which is nice. And I've just had a stellar time with this so far. Like I said, this is just a first impressions, so you can expect a full review where I plan on, you know, doing a full build for you guys, showing you how just ridiculously easy it is to clamp those coils down and, you know, get it working perfectly. It's a very conductive piece. And with that being said, I'll leave a link in the description to where I usually like to purchase my Deathwish Modz gear. It's Carrack Vape. Carrack Vape is run by Jonathan Lacasse. Jonathan Lacasse has been absolutely stellar every time I've had to deal with him. You know, just amazing customer service. So I'll leave that there for you guys. Keep in mind it is a Canadian website. Prices will be in Canadian dollars, and I'll see if I can find a US website to show you guys too. Now, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm really happy to be shooting, you know, reviews in a good camera quality now that I have this new camera. And I'm really excited to be starting off, you know, my actual consistent uploading of videos with this Barebones. So let's take a hit, and then I'll leave you guys be. This is Rocket Ship blasting off.